Hello everybody, this is Yoko's Anime Reactions, and this is going to be my review for The Saint's Magic Powers Omnipotent Episode 2. Well, Sei is now getting accustomed to her job over at the Research Institute, and because she was able to save those soldiers and the commander back in Episode 1, they wanted to thank her somewhat. So she asked for a kitchen, and apparently the food at that place is not very good. So, she puts it to good use and makes some food for everybody, and what she makes ends up having herbs encrusted in it, like herb-encrusted chicken, dang it, what will be good herb? Things like lavender, thyme, stuff like that. And apparently, nobody's ever thought of using medicinal herbs in cooking. Really? Really? That's very surprising to me. Anyway, apparently this food ends up giving everybody a boost. Just like the potions. And obviously everybody loves the food because it tastes good, for one. And, she ends up being asked to join them, the commander's group, on a expedition into the forest. And yeah, we get to see points where he's actually the love interest. And the guy is so freaking smooth and charming when it comes to her. Oh boy. Anyway, they actually end up having to go on the expedition, and, well, nothing really of note ends up happening because, they're gathering herbs while they're out there. But the food that she makes for everybody apparently, like I said, gave them a boost, so they realize that it has to be her cooking because there's no other real explanation as to what caused them to be, more physically boosted, essentially. And, Sei decides to go and check out the library in the palace. And she ends up meeting Liz, Elizabeth Ashley, and, they start talking. And, she does make a comment about the commander might have a thing for Sei, but she kind of brushes it off, thinking that she's joking with her. And come to find out that apparently at the Royal Academy, there is a new student there that's kind of making issues for some of the other girls by making friends with some of their fiancés. In our world, obviously, that is completely okay. That is completely normal. We are allowed to become friends with people of the opposite sex, even if they are engaged or married, for example. Then again, obviously, they are teenagers, and it's normal to be in that kind of stage of your life at that age. However, in that world, that's kind of frowned upon, essentially. So, they don't explicitly mention who the new student is, and I kind of didn't put two and two together until, obviously, a little bit later in the show. But one of the girls ends up leaving the school because of some acne issues. And earlier on in the episode, apparently whatever Sei is using, cosmetics-wise, it's improved to get rid of the bags under her eyes. It's improved her eyesight to where she doesn't need glasses anymore. Which is surprising to me. Well, then again, she probably made the freaking cosmetics, so of course everything she makes is freaking more advanced than other stuff like that. And Sei offers to make a cream to help clear up acne, and Liz ends up bringing her friend over, and they start talking, and, she gives her the cosmetic, and I was hoping, obviously, that would go well, although I don't know if we really get confirmation on whether that goes well or not from so far in the show, because I'm up to episode 6. And the funny thing is that, did I see this in this episode, or was that in episode 3? I think it was this episode. that, or maybe it was maybe it was last episode, I can't remember, but Sei was making, it was in this episode, because Sei is making trips to visit the library, and the commander ends up running into her when she's coming back or going there or whatever, and he offers to take her home whenever she comes by, and he does this every single time. So of course people are going to start kind of talking. Anyway, obviously they have no idea who the actual saint is at this point because they haven't been checked on that yet. And that actually is going to come up in a future episode. And they're not going to as far as I've gotten so far, they haven't 100% confirmed it yet. But at first I was thinking there's a possibility they could both be the saint. But I'm guessing that there's only one saint, and I'm thinking that Sei is the saint. I mean, her making overpowered potions, her cooking skill, the cooking skill kind of isn't really reminiscent of her being the saint, but actually kind of is, considering it apparently gives the people a boost. Although I would think to equate that to the herb she's using in the food. Let me know. But yeah, they're kind of assuming that she is the saint. As for why, you will have to see in a future episode. So if you guys are excited for more, I can work on more of this show and do the light novel as well. Because like I said, I bought all 7 books. There are 7 books for this series, for the light novel, and I bought them all. So, yeah, they've got enough for depending on how much happens in the first season, they have enough for at least a season 2, maybe. If not, I don't know if they've got enough for a season 3, but I think at least, depending on how much is in the season 1, they might have enough for season 2. Unless they make more books. I really do hope they write more books, because I'd love to be able to see more of this show. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.